Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. I'm going to start off with a question. That question is, who are you to tell me that the way it is you do what it is you do, that it would work for me? And who am I to tell you that what it is that works for me is here to tell you to do what it is that I do? Something fascinating goes on in this world that we all think that we all got the right answer. We all got the right one way. But in reality, there's not that many ways to, I'm going to say, get to God on this planet. There's one Bible and there's one understanding. When it comes down to everything else that we have out here, that I think it's a fascinating thing on why we have so many different vehicles, so many different house types, so many different animal types, so many different everythings. We got different grasses, we got different trees, we got different plants, we got different flowers, we got different foods, we got different everything. And nowadays, you go into the grocery store here in the United States of America, we've got like thousands and thousands of different choices. You go down the chip aisle, and you're almost overwhelmed. Like, it's overwhelming to me today. Go down a simple chip aisle that there's so many different kinds. There's just, what I see is unlimited, because there's always something new that's coming out that it's just like, I don't even know what to choose today because I don't want to choose the wrong one and be stuck with the wrong one. That I may want to try something new. Then I may not want to try that something new because I may not enjoy it. Then I just wasted my time and wasted my resources, and well, yeah, I should have just stuck with what I knew. But there's so many different ways for all of us to be able to do and be able to have and be able to get what it is that we want. And we all don't want the same stuff. Yet we as a society today want to make it seem like that one person knows it all and has it all, and they want to force that upon everybody else. And that's just such a damaging thing. That's why it's a fascinating thing that I can go driving and I'll never see the same car as 3 times in a row. Not never. But I rarely would see 3 to 4. I never see 10 times in a row unless it's a dealer that's moving all the cars and they going. But it's an absolute variety. It's a variety for a reason, because we all have different desires. We all have different needs. We all have different wants. We all have different likes. We all don't like my minivan that I drive, and I love it. No, I like it. I really, really like it a lot. It fits me for everything that I need and everything going on. I'm not going to love an inanimate object. I mean, I'm not even going to love an animal in reality. I leave love to another human being and to God and to myself. But it's not something for everybody. But I think it's for everybody. Yeah, I think that it's something that you would enjoy as well. You would find it very purpose-driven. You would be able to understand that your fuel has gone way down because it just drives forever. And it's so comfortable. But I wouldn't want to mandate and put that upon you that is what you also have to have, because I absolutely enjoy it. You know, I really love raising me some baby chicks and some chickens. Just because I enjoy that doesn't mean that I should mandate that and force that on everyone else. The same way that someone would say that that's nasty and I would never want that around me. Doesn't mean that you should mandate that no one else around you and no one else in the whole entire world can be able to do such a thing. It's because that's what you like and what you don't like. It just confuses me on how we try to force and make everybody do what it is that someone else does when it just doesn't work for them. And that's something that I can even put down to the concept of me having a good understanding of what my Bible is all about, and the God that I pray to, and the Jesus that I've known to come, and the Holy Spirit that's all inside of me. I'm not going to force you to believe in what I believe in. I mean, I give you some recommendations the same way I can recommend you to raise some chicken. The same way I can recommend you to don't worry about training your dog, but just build your relationship with your dog. The same way that I can say that the vehicle you should drive should be this. The same way I should say that we should have a work schedule that's so different than what it is that we have right now. We should focus a little bit more on what it is that we need to be able to put out to market instead of putting someone else's stuff out there all the time. Give more people courage and the desire, and also slightly making it a little bit easier. Give people ease of access to do what they do. But it's not for me to sit here and say to you that you absolutely have to follow Jesus the way that I do. That's your option. You have an option. And as for me to be a person, to be able to have a lifestyle in that way, to make you kind of think like, maybe I do want to be a part of that, as opposed to running away from it. Because I think that that's probably the most complicated thing about understanding who God is nowadays, because you watch someone, you listen to someone, you pay attention to someone who confesses the name of Jesus, and you watch them doing some just destructive stuff, like straight gangster destructive. Like, they have nothing positive to say about anybody, and even you. They got nothing that they're doing out there to try to help anybody. They're always just trying to get for themselves and be for themselves, and they are quick to just destroy, sabotage, and just take advantage of absolutely everybody around them. But yet they say they believe in Jesus and they got faith in Jesus, and you're looking at that person like, I don't know if I can believe in that guy, because look at that person, as opposed to looking at the overall being of God. And that to me is being able to say is looking at the overall experience of the world that's out here, of what has been created for us to be able to see. And not only just looking at the one human being that has been created, and or even all of the human beings that are created. I would just open your mind up to looking at everything out here as a complete whole. Looking at some trees and looking at the clouds and looking at this beautiful rain. It's fascinating. This rain is it's just interesting how some water just falls from the sky. It's so strange. It's so strange, the system of how that works. How everything gets watered by just water falling out of the sky. Like, isn't that weird? I don't know. I just think that that's weird. And then the lightning and the thunder and all the hail falling and snow falls when it's cold. It's just a weird system how stuff falls out of the sky to be able to give us vegetation to be able to feed ourselves so that we can live on this planet. It's so weird. But it's just looking at all of that instead of just looking at a simple human being and what is it they're doing. Sit and watch the whole collective of it all to get a good understanding of realizing what God is actually truly all about out here. That we are all here listening and trying to pay attention to what another human being has to say, as opposed to just looking at what it is that God has created for us to be able to really pay attention to really understand them. Because that's one thing that I'm going to say, that even if you've never read a Bible, had a Bible, understood a Bible, ever got close to a Bible, don't know nothing about no Bible, you're still going to see something out there in your life, in your world, that is just going to absolutely just make it just say, like, wow. First time you see this big, huge, double booming rainbow out there, you're just like, wow. First sunset you see that is just phenomenal over some mountains, and you're just like, wow. First tree that you see that is like so big that you can't even hug it. You need to double team two people together to hug this tree. You're just like, wow. First time you see some big old canyons that are just so vast that your eyes can't even see the whole thing, you're just like, wow. There's just some things out here that just make you just stop and just like, holy cow, that is just absolutely spectacular. You see some animals out here. You see some bugs out here. I've seen bugs that I thought I'd seen all the bugs, but there's no way a human being could possibly see them all because most of them are so tiny that our actual natural eye can't even see it. But I've seen some that just make me look at it like, what the heck is going on here? One that is super fantastic is a walking stick. It's just like, it's a stick that's walking. It's got huge legs. It's like, I just have to sit and stare at it every time I see it. Same thing with, I mean, just so many things out here. So many little creatures out here. So many little critters out here. There's just so much out here that you look at it, you ask yourself, like, how did that come here? How did that happen? What is that? And then when you start to see the cycle of the things, you start to see the one animal that eats the other, eats the other, eats the other, eats the vegetation, eats of this, and something that is super fascinating is especially the main animals that we all mainly consume, such as some beef, some sheep, so some lambs and some goat and some chicken. Like, it's very interesting, and when you actually get down to the whole process of like processing it to be able to eat it, it's set up. It's like a puzzle for you. Like all there's lines in it to tell you where to cut. There's guidelines in it to let you know what piece is what piece, where the bone is. It's interesting. It's so interesting. But you don't get to see a lot of this stuff nowadays because it's conveniently already in the store for you. It's already all figured out, and you're kind of getting far from it. And I think that's probably one of the major reasons, I believe personally, that most people don't have a good understanding of the Bible. For one, people try to force it on you and tell you that you have to this and you have to that. You don't have to do nothing. You can do what you want to do. And I think that's one thing that kind of really pushes people away. And then the other thing is just not being able to see what actually everything is out here and how it actually is growing and how it works with each other. And how one animal is able to create something to be able to help you grow your veggies even better. How there's just the cycle of everything, just nothing ever out here goes to waste. Everything is for use. Everything is used, and if it's not used once or twice, it's reused multiple times over and over again. And it's absolutely an amazing thing to be able to experience. But that's something for me that I've just really come to realize. We got a lot of everyone trying to force everyone to do something. And I think that is, I'm going to say again, I think the main reason why nobody wants to understand who Jesus is. Because you're trying to be force-fed it. And Jesus never told us to do such a thing. Because if we're trying to only study human beings as being that route to be able to have a good understanding of knowing who God is, we're going to fail 100% of the time. Because human beings are going to fail you 100% of the time. We're just not perfect, and we're never going to be. And we were, may created to be that way, but at the same time, we weren't created. We were created to be doing what it is that we do, that what we think is what's best. God gave us some guidelines. He spoke to the first man alive, that he gave him this is what I want from you. This is what I would like to see you do. But he gave it to him to just do what you do. I'll come back in a couple days to see how you're doing. I'll come back in who knows what the days of weeks, months, years, that he just put him there, and he maybe came back 2 years later, said, hey, Adam, What you doing, man? He gave him the choice to do what it is that he does. So it's not like God just made him a robot and he was just predestined to do this and do this. No, he's got the choice. He's got the choice that he can say, you know what, God, I don't agree with that rule that you said I'm going to go eat from that tree you told me not to. I don't care what you got to say. I'm going to go and just do whatever it is that he thinks that he needs to do. He's like, I'm tired of being naked. I want some clothes on. I'm tired of eating these veggies. I want that. I'm tired of sleeping over here. I want to go out there. I'm tired of being in this garden. It's already pretty. I want to go out there and try to get some more work for me. He had a choice to do all of that. So that's the same as what we all have, is we all have the choice to do what it is that we want to do. That we should never, ever be in a sense of feeling as we are forced to be in something. And being forced to be in something is what, there's other religions out here that's the way that they go. But you could tell the difference between a person that believes in that as a person that it's a choice. Because when you are forced to do something, you now have it in you that you are a superior, supreme being, that if you don't believe what I believe, then I can do whatever I want to you, to the point of murder, because I have it in my rights to be able to do such a thing. But when it's a choice, you're not going to look at somebody that isn't doing what it is you're doing with such hostility. You're going to look at them in a way of, how can I convince you in a way to get you to understand what I understand? But I'm not going to just beat it in you and say that this is what you have to do. That's what I've come to realize is one of probably, I'm going to say, the best understanding that I know of with being a follower of Jesus Christ. That I don't need to force. I don't need to dictate. I don't need to tell. I don't need to just ruthlessly destroy somebody's life to make them submit to be what it is that I am. That I could give you an option to say, you could follow along or you can't. And I could show you where I personally see the beauty and the glory of God. That I see it when I just go for a walk in the woods. When I go to the trails and go hiking, I see the landscape and I'm just like, this is incredible. And I'm only able to see, this is what I think is fascinating, because I can only just see what my eye can see at a little short distance. Imagine what you can see when you keep going up. Imagine what you can see when you're the one that created it all. And that really just, it lets me see more of what God actually truly is and how huge it is for God to be able to be a God with seeing all that we're able to see out here. That to me just, it explains more to me. When I see how animals act and interact, it just proved to me who God is and what he's about and what more about him. That I don't want to force you to have this animal so that you could finally be it. No, you see it or you don't see it. I'm not going to force you to go to the places that I go so that I feel. No, you can go there and see it. If you don't see it, then you don't see it. And I think that that's something that is missing with a lot of us today. And that's something that is lacking with why a lot of children don't believe based on their parents, because their parents have guaranteed 100% failed them. They had done something that the kid is just going to say like, no. See, look at my parents. My parents are like this, so I can't possibly be a part of that. And we're giving the wrong message out there. The completely wrong message. That you got to do this because I do. You got to do this because it's the right thing to do. You got to do this because it's the only way to be able to do it. No, you got a choice. You could decide if I want it or if I don't want it. And if you don't want it, then figure out what is going to be able to work out for you. And I'm not going to come in and try to persuade you in reality what it is that you're doing is wrong or right. I'm just going to continue to keep on talking about what it is that I see as being something that's been able to help me. And that's something that I can say for me is something I said the other day that I just can't get out of my mind is show me the proof. Show me the proof, show me the proof, show me the proof. If what it is that you're doing is helping you, then show me how you're able to dance through some sticky situations that come to you. Show me how you're not dependent on certain substances to be able to make your day go by. Show me how you're not dependent upon just feeling like you always anxious and depressed and worried. Show me that you're not a part of that. Show me that you're able to just follow through with what it is that you say that you're able to do. Show me that what it is that you have inside of you that you're just really, really good at, that you're actually able to help and be able to give other people success with that skill that you're out there working with. I just say show it to me. Show me. And that's where, for me personally, I can show you that proof. I can show you that the skills that I do, that I put myself for higher. I can show you the results that I'm able to push out there. I can show you just consistent results over and over. And you can come here and just see what it is that I do, and I can show you the results of everything that goes on. I could just show it to you. You could just like look at it. Look at what I'm doing. I don't know how I figured out this information. I don't know how, but all I do is I ask and pray, and it's just here, and I could just see it. So that's for me to just that's the route that I go. But am I doing something that's slacking and not so great? Yeah, 100%. And I think that that's the coolest part of being alive, because that's what changes us from animals. Because animals they're programmed. That's why, like, I don't know what it is about the rest of this world, but for me, When I see them, I know how to work with them because I know what they're going to do. I always know what they're going to do. They always do the same stuff that they're going to do. They're on a program that they are robots to me because they always do what it is that they're going to they just do they follow through with what it is that they're always going to do. They do the same stuff every single day over and over. They never change from it. And the only reason if they change from it is because it's us as humans are interacting with them to make them to change to do something. But still, they're going to keep doing the same stuff. Or they just do the same things. The same things. They eat the same stuff. They drink the same stuff. They go to the same places. They sleep in the same spots. They do the same stuff. They have all the exact same habits. And it's something that we as humans just do not do. We sometimes default to being about that and doing that, but we have the opportunity to say, you know what? I don't want to sleep over there no more. I want to sleep there. You know what? I don't want to eat that type of food anymore. I want to eat this type of food. You know what? I don't want to just sit and be lazy and do nothing all day. I want to get up and start working out and be as active as I could possibly be. We have the choice to be able to do such a thing. Animals don't. That's why to me they're so easy because I know what they're going to do 20 years from now. The same thing they're doing today. The same thing they did 100 years ago. The same thing they did 1,000 years ago. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago. The animals are still doing the same old thing again. Same exact thing. They may adapt a little bit to figure out how to eat something a little different because it's to their survival to adapt to eat, to find more food. So they may grow a different beak or grow a different this to be able to eat something differently. But they're still going to do the same old thing. So I may see them and they may be eating something different, but I'm going to tell you that their behavior is still the exact same way. And that's for me to just really say, like, that's why we as people should never be treated like we're animals. And for some reason, we got people out here that want to treat us like we're animals, like we are going to do the same stuff. We are the same stuff. We are no better than just a simple dog. We're no better than a chicken. We're no better than a goat. We're no better than a cow. We're no better than any of those. And I'm going to say that is treating us exceptionally horrible. And that's why we got people out here that are trying to force everybody to do the same stuff, as opposed to we all should be doing and should stay on our route of doing what it is that we need to do. That what brings you to Jesus brings you to him. What keeps you away keeps you away. What gets you to want to do the work that you want to do, that's the work that you want to do. What you want to drive, what you want to eat, how you want to sleep, where you want to go, who you want to be around, what you always want to do, what you want to wear, how you want your hair to be, what you want your makeup to be like, what kind of clothing you wearing, what shoes you feel like wearing. You should be able to do what it is that you do that makes you comfortable. And the next person next to you, in reality, it just is what it is. Should just be able to accept that, realizing that you are you, and we all shouldn't be the same. And the more that we all try to make each other be the same, the more that we're going to keep fighting. And that's why, to me, I have a very good understanding of realizing and knowing why we are fighting so much as the peoples today. Because we all want each other to be the same as each other. There's someone on the left that says, no, you got to do it like this. And the other person on the right's like, no, you got to do it like this. As opposed to just saying, why did he do it the way he does it? And he does it the way he does it. What's wrong with that? Why do we you got to do what I do. You got to be how I am. You got to speak how I speak. You got to look how I look. You got to like what I like. That is so silly to me because we are not animals. And there's so many people out here that are just trying to, we evolved from that. I'm telling you, we are not that. We are not animals. And it's easy to convince people today because there's not many people that are working with them anymore, especially in the countries that are like dictating and ruling and running the entire world. We do not work. We're not around this stuff anymore. And the more that you're not around it, the more that you don't know about it. The more that you don't know about it, the more that someone could tell you that you're no different than a chicken. You know how insulting that is for a human being to say that about you? But that's what they're doing to you. They're making you think that you're just a nobody that doesn't know anything for yourself, can never change from what you do, always going to keep doing the same stuff, and you're just who you are. That is such an insulting thing, that we are animals and we evolved from animals and we're the same as animals. That is so insulting. We are nothing of the same. I'm going to say we are nothing of the same. That's why it is so easy for a human being to do anything with every single one of these animals. I mean, I watch people train and work with wolverines and tigers and lions and bears and bobcats. And what does this lady got? A jaguar. It's so beautiful that it plays with her dog. Like, we as humans can do anything. We control and manage and can manipulate and train and do anything to all these animals. That they are nowhere near as intelligent as we as human beings are. I mean, not even a fraction. Not even a fraction. My dog, I used to say my dog, oh, he's as smart as like a 3, 4, 5-year-old. He ain't nowhere near a human being, infant child that ain't even born yet. He's nowhere near as intelligent as that because I know what he's going to do next. Whereas if I had a 5-year-old kid, I have no, when anybody that has got a kid, especially when it comes down to a 2 or 3-year-old, you have no idea what that kid's going to do next. He just surprises you or she surprises you every single day. They just do something completely wild, mad and crazy every day. One day they're painting and drawing and the next day they're just like over there crashing and playing with cars. You're like, what the heck is going on here? And some people it's hard to keep up with. They're on the move. They're on the move. They're just, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here. But you know, one day I want to play football, I want to play basketball, I want to be a runner, I want to be a ballerina. You're just like, how did you go from football to ballerina? Like, this doesn't make any sense. That's human beings. Do animals do that? Heck no. I never see a dog say one day, like my border collie, he works animals. He runs them, he herds them, he gets them together, he collects them, he gets them through gates, he puts them in trailers. I'm never going to watch him ever one day in his entire life say, you know what? I want to, what's something that another dog does? I want to be, that's perfect. I want to be a sled pulling dog. I want to go in the snow, strap up a harness to me, and I'm just going to go. He's just not going to do that. I don't care if I introduce him and put him around, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do something as simple as I have another dog out here that guards and protects and watches the chickens, the cows, the donkey, and everything out here. That he's never going to just one day wake up and say, you know what? I'm tired of working and moving them. I'm going to just start watching them and protecting them. He is never, ever, 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 ever going to just change and do that one day. But yet we as human beings do that all the time. And that's what I'm going to say is something that we all should really, really, really understand about ourselves and stop trying to make it think that we all got to do and be the same stuff because someone already has a pre-predicted thing about you, what it is that you're going to do and where it is that you're going to go. That is such a damaging thing that's really making you seem as if you are like a very, very unintelligent being on this planet, when you are an exceptionally intelligent being in comparison to every single other thing that's on this earth and the outside of it that we even know of. We don't know anything past what it is that we know as human beings. Now, we as human beings created these telescopes so that we can see into the galaxies, into the world. I mean, out of the world. Have you ever seen an animal do such a thing? Ever? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen an animal just, take a tree and carve it down and make some bowls and make some spoons out of it? Have you ever seen an animal do that? Have you ever seen an animal even eat with a fork or a spoon or make a knife? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen an animal create a fire? The fire to be able to, and then control the fire by putting it in something so that you could put it inside of a shelter so that you could be able to warm it. Have you ever seen an animal do that before? Ever? I mean, have you seen that? Have you ever seen an animal, just playing with some wires and coiling it up and putting it in a little bulb and just trying hundreds of thousands of times to make this light bulb light up? Have you ever seen an animal create that and be able to make a light bulb? I just have never seen it. But yet we want to say that we have been evolved and we are animals and that's what we are and that's what we do. That is not at all what we as human beings are. We create extremely interesting things. We create things that to be able to help us work and manage the animals and everything around us. The animals don't do nothing to help create and work and move us, ever. They never do. It can inflict some fear on us so that we may have to move away from somewhere. But once we get the tools required, we put the fear in the animals to make them to go away from us. That's why you rarely see animals anywhere when they're very populated places. Because they're like, I'm going to stay away from that because that's danger. We are the danger to them. They're not the danger to us. Such a interesting thing about everything that goes on in this planet. That we got some people that think that we're just a group of cows. That we all do the same stuff. We all want the same stuff. And that is just not the truth. That is not the truth at all. And for all of us to really think more about who you are and what you're all about and really just sit and watch a spider walking on your wall. Is that spider capable of doing and being anything about you? Did you come from that spider? Did we just branch away and the spider is just that and it could one day keep going to be able to be like us? Where's the proof if that's the truth? Where's the proof? Where's the proof that I used to be an animal on here? Where's the proof? Because there's still no proof. But yet we got information that's saying that that's what we are. And that's something that is just very, very devastating because if they want to keep on pushing that we are animals, then yeah, it's easy to make us all do and be the same, to do the same stuff. You're going to see the same vehicle on the road. It's something they're trying to do today. Make us all dress the same way. Something they're trying to do today. Make us all watch all the same TV shows and watch the same news and go to the same stores and buy the same stuff. That's what they're doing right now. Make us all want to believe the exact same stuff, that we all want the same things. We all don't want the same things. Some people don't want vacation and others want more. Some people don't want a whole lot of money, and others want more. Some people don't want a whole big old family, and others do. Some people don't. We all want and have our own wants and our haves. And it's not for me to say just because I want a whole lot of kids that I should dictate and mandate that to you. And it's versus on the other side of that. Like, that's just something that I don't know why. But I think that we as a people really should, like, I guess wake up is a good word, to understand how incredible of a human being that you are, how intelligent you are, how very, very capable you are of being able to do some very, very incredible, just magnificent things. You're not a simple, silly, all I can say in compared to what we are is a dumb animal. Animals are dumb compared to us as humans. And you're not that. And stop trying to allow people to make you to be that, because that is not what you are. You're not that simple. You're very, very complex. And the more and more that they keep trying to force us to be simple, the more that they're going to, in reality, be able to say, get away with it. But that's going to create more of a fight with us, because there's not everyone out here that wants to conform to be that. Some of us are out here trying to do what it is that we can do to be able to have our own and be about our own. And we got that going on. We got fights going on. We got battles going on. And we got to figure out how to be able to get out that fights and that battles. And that's for me to have a good understanding of realizing that stop trying to force everybody to do what you do. And stop trying to think that everybody should be what it is that you are. Be who you are and allow others to be who they are, and respect that and respect them. And that's something that is an amazing thing, because I'm never going to force you to believe in the Jesus that I know. And I would never want you to try to force me to not believe and or believe what it is that you believe. And at the end of the day, for me, I can see the proof personally of the Bible. And if you don't see that proof, then that's on you. I can't do anything. I can't do anything to get you to just really see that. But if you want to completely reject it, that's just what you're going to do. And that's for you to figure out in the end where it is that you're going to go and what's going to happen. But for me, I have not only just felt the proof, I see it. I'm exposed to it. I'm around it. I'm all in it. But I'm never going to tell you, you have to and you got to. That's something that is so dangerous that we as human beings should really get away from that, because that is what's absolutely destroying us as a people. And that's why we have had wars, and we're going to continue to have wars, because somebody's got it in them that you got to do what they do. That's just an absolutely horrible thing. And with that, I just want to say thank you for a very interesting days of this rain. It's a new situation that we're just constantly keep on getting rain out here, and I greatly appreciate it, because I see grass growing back there. It's pretty fantastic to me. I've never seen grass grow here in the middle. Where we in October? In the middle of October out here. Usually it's just dirt and mud back there, and I'm pretty fascinated about the changes that are going around here. And to me, that is just, I don't know why, but more proof to me of what God is and His existence and what He's all about. I'm just very thankful for the people that I'm able to help with the situation with working with your animals, and realizing, stop thinking that this thing is intelligent like you, that we are the ones that are able to maneuver and move them around, not in a way to force them so that they won't be able to live that good life, but to figure out how to be able to get them to trust us, because that's when animals really are fun to be around, when they trust us. That's what I really enjoy being able to help people out with, is getting your dog. And if you got some chickens, you got some goats, you got some cows, got a donkey, got a horse, to get them to trust you. Because when they trust you, they'll do anything for you. I mean anything for you. They'll sit, they will starve for you. They will sit and they will hold out, and they'll do anything for you. It's an absolutely amazing thing. This world is incredible, people. I wish that I can show you more and more of what it is, the incredible things that I see, and take you to some places that I go to be able to see how incredible it is. But a lot of it requires work. A lot of it requires dedication. A lot of it requires effort. It's not just something that I just wake up and see and it's just there. No, I gotta get tired. I gotta put in some extra to be able to see the things that I see. And that's something that I think alone is an amazing thing on why it is that I believe in Jesus even more today. Because it's effort. It's not just given. I gotta put in. I gotta put that effort in. I gotta put not work to be in His good graces, but work to figure out more about Him. And that's something that is just an absolutely amazing thing to be able to be a part of. Thank you.